A common tactic for people to try and manipulate others' perceptions is to pretend to be the victim. Now, they may perceive themselves to be the victim, may not perceive themselves to be the victim. That could obviously vary, but what they try to do in order to manipulate is to put themselves in the victim position. This is also very important in the aspects of tribalism, which we've talked about before, where it's important to make the tribe, once you've recruited them, once you've changed their world model, once you've got them into the tribe. And this tribe can be, in the case of the distortion campaigns we've just talked about, this can be your friends and family. They've managed to recruit into a tribe or a political party or a religion versus another religion. The person who's done this often paints themselves in the victimized hero position, so that the more they tell you they're victimized, the more the angst and anger of the tribe wish to go out and support them and to fight the other tribe. So it's a double benefit to them, because they feel they're wrongly victimized, and they're exactly the wrong person to have been victimized, because they're the local hero. And also it gets the tribe fired up to want to get angry and shout and become more territorial with the other tribe. And of course, as we said, people or groups of people who are emotionally triggered are not objective. Now, you can say that we are, but we really truly aren't, because the mechanisms of energy flow are such that when our chi or emotional energy is imbalanced is when our emotions are out of whack. Now, that doesn't mean we shouldn't get emotional. We do get emotional, and emotions are important, but we need to learn to flow with emotional energy so it can be dissipated, so that we can come back to the calm state. Now, what happens with the chi is it affects the chemical balance in our body, and if there's one machine that works on chemical balance, it's the good old thing between the ears. So this is another reason why triggering people emotionally changes their perception. So somebody who's in energetic balance will by nature be much more objective than somebody who's not in energetic balance. So somebody who's very fired up emotionally, the chi flowing through the body destabilizes the body chemistry, the chemical machine in the ears gets all out of whack, cannot be objective. Somebody who's calm and relaxed can, generally speaking, be more objective because their body chemistry is changed back to balance. And this is so important, because the metaphysical aspect, which is where I'm coming from, which is not the sort of hypnosis psychology aspect, often it says that it's all about energy, it's all about emotions, where often the sort of hypnosis stroke psychology side of things says it's all conceptual or all chemical. So really I'm saying that's not where my discipline sees it from all being emotional. And as long as you can keep those, you can hit those emotional triggers, use those anchors, hit those emotional triggers, and paint this sort of heroes and villains thing, get people tribal, get them supporting the victimized hero and hating the villain. You keep them in that emotionally destabilized state, which keeps their body chemistry out of whack. And the thing that suffers most from body chemistry out of whack is the little chemistry factory in the head, so people become less objective. And I think you'll see that as you go through life. The more we're hot under the collar or sad or whatever, the less we can be objective about things. So there's a basic metaphysical principle there that differentiates my work from the work of others who I'm not discrediting, but who see us as simple perception machines, that we change the brain, we change everything, or we can just program things in conceptually, or it's all about body chemistry. I see those more as symptoms rather than cause, because if you can get into somebody's emotional triggers, that is what's going to do it. And that links back into where we're talking about people who intuitively know how to wage distortion campaigns. My theory is, and this is probably another book, my theory is because they themselves, generally speaking, are very emotionally triggered individuals, generally quite emotionally unstable, that they have an intuitive awareness of these emotional triggers and what triggers them, and they can see that and sense it in others and know how to do it in others. that's a really interesting aspect of how people who get very emotionally triggered intuitively know how to emotionally trigger other people.